Howdy guys, Radio Magic here. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, evening or morning, whatever you're up to, wherever you are. We are back with a Kaladesh Remastered draft. And you know what they say, one draft a day keeps the doctor away. So here is our draft for today. Pack 1, pick 1. So Kari Zev's Expertise. Really good, but I don't think I'm going to take it. A stealing spell is not where I want to be on Pack 1, pick 1. The Augmenter Visionary. The Visionary Augmenter is okay. Yeah, nothing that great. I'm probably going to take it above the Fopterist just because it keeps us in one colour above 2. Malfunction's really good removal spell, but I don't want to speculate this early on 2 colours. I'd rather keep my options open the best I can. And if we have any artifact synergies, then the Fabricate 2 is going to be really good. But overall, I don't think this pack is particularly too strong. So we'll just be happy with what we've got, essentially. So what are we going into for the second pack? I mean, this quite good. You obviously want to be putting quite a bit of mana into it, but it's any cards. It's not just permanents. So Wildest Dreams could be the pick. I've played Selesnya before. Selesnya worked out okay. We also have a removal spell, which is going to be really good. A little bit overcosted and double black, so it's sort of committing us to 2 colours pretty early on, which is not necessarily where I want to be. If we were staying in white, we'd probably just be taking this, but I think it's worth taking either the Demolition or the Wildest Dreams here. But the difficulty is in which one we pick. So we can go lean into Orzhov, or we could go into Selesnya. The choice is ours, and I think I'm going to go into Orzhov. I think I'd rather go into there, play with some Aetherborns if possible. But we don't have to be Orzhov just yet. So if we had taken the Wildest Dreams, we'd probably be a little bit disappointed right now, since there is nothing really here. And there's not even that much here in white, but since we have taken the Demolition, we're looking at a Night Market Aeronaut, which is, yeah, quite good. Can often be a 4-mana 3/3 flyer. Acceptable rate. If we'd like to stay in white, I guess if we wanted to go blue, we could take the Aetherborn Rogue. But we don't have to be any of these colours at the moment. We could be anything we want. The world is our oyster. That being said, I don't want to branch out too far. So I don't know if we're going to take a Welding Sparks here, just as a removal spell. X damage to target creature, where X is... I'm just going to take a... I wouldn't mind playing the removal spell, so if we have a good black card in the pack, no reason not to take it. So options are drying up a little bit here. We have a pretty good white card, more artifact synergy as well. The tokens are actually quite good for Revolt triggering, just because you can sort of attack with them, your opponent gets the free block on them, you got some value anyway, but also I'm getting extra value of Revolt. The Outrider is really good. I think it's close between these two. I'd probably say the Outrider was a little bit more powerful than the Artisan, but the difference is the Artisan is in our colour, so there's no reason to speculate outwards if we don't have to. The Cog Worker's Puzzle Knot is going to be really good for Revolt as well, if we decide to be in these colours. So it's always something to consider for the future. So again, we have similar option. We could go with this pack again. It's not overall that powerful, but we have another Glint Sleeve Artisan, which I'm inclined to take here. 2 more flyers, depending on which one we wanted to take. And this is consistently going to be a 3-mana 3/1 flyer in the list we've got so far. Or we could take the Bug, which is quite good. It's an artifact and it can get lifelink. So when you stabilize on low life, this can sometimes pull you back. I think maybe we have a few 4-drops as it is. I think I'm leaning Bug, Screecher, or Artisan. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to take Bug just as a way to gain life. It's a good filler card. And it has some artifact synergy if we pick some bits up for that later on. So here we have choices as well. We could go for Hawk. We could go for Inspector. Not sure. I think the Hawk I've seen a lot of people slandering the Hawk, but I quite like it. It gets in some early attackers, can get in our bug for some lifelink damage. Inspector as well. Like I said, Puzzle Knot. We really want to Chief of the Foundry in this sort of list, but not sure. I guess for curve considerations, we could take a 2-drop. And I'm not a massive fan of the Aether Inspector. Here, you need a real way to sacrifice this, so maybe in red is where you want to be. This is quite good. If you have a good mix of artifacts, and the problem is our stuff has Fabricate, so it produces artifacts, but it doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily is an artifact. Maybe we just want the Subtle Strike. Or maybe we just want Prison, actually. Prison's a good way to trigger Revolt. Yeah, I think it's between Subtle Strike and Prison, but I'm going to take Prison. Prison's going to go in pretty much any list that we play. Okay, so there's like nothing in our colours here. Probably just taking the vehicle. I play the Mobile Garrison in a lot of lists that I end up playing, and it always does okay. Gonna take a Mastodon here and be happy. Overall, just quite happy with this card. It's not like outstanding, but when you give this Vigilance, it is quite powerful. And I'm really not a fan of the Construct. I'll play the Construct if I have to, but I don't want to. Here, yeah, I guess we're just taking Rush. I think we're solidly settling in. I mean, we don't have to be black. We could be white to something. We could be, yeah, we could drop one of our colours and change if we get a really powerful bomb. Maybe start sorting out the curve a little bit. I don't know how people think. Some people use the other view when you sit like this, but I much prefer to be able to look at my curve as I'm going throughout to make decisions. And I think a Puzzle Knot is fine here. So this is what our curve looks like at the moment. So pretty good. Quite a few creatures as well. Overall, we don't have anything that powerful happening synergy-wise. We've just got some okay cards. But you know what? Okay cards can pull us over the finish line sometimes. We really want some way, like I said, a Chief of the Foundry to sort of pump our artifacts. Ooh, Puzzle Knot. I don't know if we're going to play 2. If we get a Chief of the Foundry or something, we might play 2. Ooh, okay. So we have Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker they control, and then sacrifices the rest. Non-lands, just for clarification. Really good, but obviously we don't get any choice, so our opponent's going to get to keep their best creature. But it is a 5-mana 4/5 Vigilance, so it's like a Mastodon as well. Is that as good as just like Underhanded Designs? Like, probably not. Since we're fabricating and that, we're going to drain our opponent quite a bit. Like, it seems insane to be like, no, I'm not taking a Gearhulk, but in limited, Cataclysmic Gearhulk is just not as strong. If this was like Torrential Gearhulk or the Black Verdurous Gearhulk, even, I'd be taking that, snapping that up. But I think this is overall the worst, and I think I'd rather just have a removal spell. This is going to drain our opponent each time. Like, I'd rather have the Visionary as well, but oh, am I just completely mental? Have I lost my mind? Enthusiast. I wonder what we're taking here. So, outside of our colours, Paradoxical Outcome could be quite good if you are in the right list. There's not too much outside of our colours. Tiger I really like, but apart from that, not much. I think this is just a clear weapon crafter. What is this? This is quite good. I have not seen this in action before. We also have a Salvager, which is quite good. It's going to allow us to convert all of our tokens into like power on this guy attacking him. But yeah, this colony seems really good. Yeah, we're going to lose a little bit of life, but it's going to become massive. It can't block as well, which is something to note. I think it's worth taking. I've not seen this card come up yet. I'd be happy. I think we're going to wheel something out of this pack. There's a load of cards that I'd be happy with taking. And Gifted Aetherborn here seems like a clear shout. Aetherborn, this is excellent. I'd imagine our opponent's going to try and trade off this Aetherborn as soon as they possibly can. And we're probably not going to get anything out of this pack. Maybe we pick up a Garrison, which I probably would play 2 of. So, we got any stuff that we're like really don't want to play? Don't know. We'll have a look in a second. So, outside of our colours, again, if we're in blue, we'd probably be taking the Innovator. If we're green, probably red. But black seems good. We don't have any little energy bits that pay off this. If this was instant speed, it'd obviously be so much better. I guess we have some energy. I've got 1 energy bit. That's it. But I think we're going to take this. Another Death Toucher seems good. So this is clearly a way to clean up your opponent's fabricate creatures. Or it's just like a combat trick in a way. But I wonder whether we want that or we want the live fast or the impeccable timing. This is like situational, but this could be really good. And I haven't played with this yet. And it is one-sided. It's like so situational where impeccable timing is going to be just better overall, isn't it? I'm going to take this, make obsolete. We'll see how good this is. So Glint Sleeve, Artisan, or the Pioneer. And I think I'm going to go Pioneer here. It's 1 more mana, but I think I'd rather have the Flyer. Salvager as well could be a good pick. We're missing some bits at the top of our curve at the moment. Also, there's a Pillar Bug that I'd really like. So, not punish too much. So, the Night Market Lookout is a really good combo with Garrison. But we have an impeccable timing here that I don't think we can pass up on. So, it's going to require 1 more power to crew. We'd rather have a vehicle with crew 1, but obviously you can just keep crewing. Do we want 2nd impeccable timing or another Flyer? Difficult choices. Maybe impeccable timing. This is okay, but when in doubt, I guess take the removal spell. So we've already got 1 of these. I'm going to take a Salvager first. Okay, so going into pack 3, we already have, like, there's some cards obviously we'd like to cut. We'd like to cut the Infiltrator, but we have a near-on playable list. We'd really like some bombs. Okay, Metallic Mimic. This just seems like it has to be the shout, doesn't it? With so many servo ways of making servo tokens, if we put this on servo, it's going to be pretty absurd, isn't it? They have quite a few fabricate bits and bobs. Other things we'd be happy to take. Glint Sleeve Artisan. This has been coming around really late, which makes me think no one's in white. So I would play 1 of these if this comes back round, but I think we're going to have to take the Metallic Mimic. There's nothing really else in this pack we'd want. We're in green, Monstrous Onslaught. Hungry Flames is really good. Instant speed, deal 3 to a creature, and yeah, 2 to their face. We were looking for bombs, and it's not the best bomb in the world, but it's definitely a playable. We can improvise it out as well, and I can actually see a world where this is going to cost 1 black mana. We're going to get to return some creatures back. Might be quite good. So we're probably picking between the Die Young, the Salvager, and the Glint Sleeve Artisan. We actually have a few bits of energy. making me think that we might want the die young, actually. But then I think we actually might just want Glint Sleeve Artisan and just lean into the Fabricate now of Metallic Mimic and Requisitioner. Also works with our Underhanded Designs. Yeah, let's take it. We don't have any card draw, which is one thing that I think we're missing a bit. So we have like 2 bits of removal here, which I think we're taking above the Aeronaut. Yeah. I think I'm going to take the Sky Whaler's Shot. I've been very impressed with it. This can obviously equip to a vehicle, which is quite good, but there's quite a few activated and passive abilities in the format, which obviously you can't get round. They're the same mana cost, it's just which effect you'd rather have. So this is one of them crew ones for that night market lookout we were talking about. But I think we're going to take this since all creatures you control get +1/+1. So if we go really wide, it's going to be a really good pump effect. Oh, another Underhanded Designs. This pack has a lot we'd take. But Underhanded Designs has to be the shout here. With so many artifact synergies, that's going to pay off quite quickly. Maybe we want a 1-power creature. Another vehicle. It costs 2 of our tokens to crew it. No, we'll take the 2-drop. I don't know if we want it or not. Oh, so stalling out the game and with the Well Maker is going to be really good. I've been really impressed with this card. I've played with it a little bit. Obviously really poor at the early game, but to me this is a phenomenal bomb. I'm surprised this has come around so late. You stall the board out and you just keep making Fopter tokens. It's better with a Chief of the Foundry, giving them all +1/+1, but beggars can't be choosers. So I think we're going to start making cuts now. I don't think we need Hawk, maybe. It doesn't really work. It's got some energy synergy, but it doesn't really work with what we want to do. I actually don't know what we want to cut. Do we have loads of Artificers? I don't think we're playing anything in this pack, so I'll take... Oh, we actually have quite a few Artificers. Might be worth playing. We have ended up with a load of relevant cards. It feels like we were definitely in the right colours. Wow, cuts here. Maybe cut like the Puzzle Knot is a way to trigger Revolt. Maybe it's just like inherently weaker than the rest of our cards though. I think we don't want to fall a land just because we have drain effects and Mastodon that we want to pay mana for, and the Whirler Maker. How many Artificers do we have? 10? I mean, we have to play Inventor's Goggle with 10 Artificers. So let's separate our removal. I'm gonna count this as removal. And cut Puzzle Knot at the moment. We have enough 2-drops, I think. Maybe I'm just being cute with Make Obsolete. Maybe we'll cut it and we'll have a look. So this isn't overly good, but it's Fabricate 2. We know what our plan is. Our plan is to go wide and smack our opponent. So we need to cut, what, 3 cards? We cut out one of these. I mean, there's so much Fabricate in this deck. I say I don't want to cut a land, but I think I might do. It's normally the wrong choice. I wonder if we want Garrison. Difficult. We actually have some stuff that we can use to crew the Garrison, though. I'm thinking land and Garrison. Since we know what we want to do. I tell you what, like, I don't often say this, but this deck would really want a pump effect. Just a +1/+1 to the whole team, or +2/+1 to the whole team. I think I'm going to cut Garrison. It's like an okay card. It's like, it's not great. And just run like that. This is difficult. Maybe in the comments below, if I'm making a mistake, drop me, let me know what I'm making. I can't see a clear thing that I'd like to cut. Maybe it's just cut a Fabricate thing instead of a land, but like this is a really good Fabricate creature, and I think this is as well. Things like this, we can create 2 servo tokens and then equip the Inventor's Goggles to it. And this is now a 1/3 that has created 2 additional power across 2 other creatures. That's quite difficult to pass up on. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm excited to play some Orzhov though. The, interesting fact for people who know, Orzhov or don't know, Orzhov was the first list I ever played in Magic. It was an Orzhov zombie sacrifice list. So I don't often put these 2 color combinations together in Constructed and other things that I play. So it is nice to revisit the roots from time to time. But yeah, let's jump into the first game and see how we get on. Okay, so we are going first, and this hand is a little bit... if our opponent can't answer the Fretwork Colony, then we're golden. Any land gives a salvager. I don't really want to mulligan on the play. I often say this. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but... any land gives a salvager, and white land. So this is coming down and naming... servo, isn't it? It's like a creature type. The creature type is servo, yeah. We're going to get this going. If our opponent can answer the colony, fair enough. But the colony is definitely something where we want to put our opponent on the back foot. So we're just going to try and get as aggressive as possible. They enter the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter. So watch me make a massive mistake here, and this doesn't work how I think it works. But I'm pretty certain that this is gonna put the counters on servos. If it doesn't, then I guess like Artificer is the correct naming. Because I still think the Metallic Mimic is good. Like, we all have Artificers here. It's just more servo tokens. We have got to be careful of this Fretwork Colony killing us, though. I have not played with this card, and this is the first time I've seen this card come up in Limited. So this will be a good game to evaluate it. Turn 2, our opponent's not exactly off to the fastest start. We do need to hit lands, though. If we top deck white land off the top, we are still golden. Opponent has a removal spell, just debating what they'd like to use it on. They're going to instant speed it after we take the damage. Okay, so we're only going to attack the Fretwork Colony, since they could sack the Cogworker's Puzzle Knot to trade with our Metallic Mimic. Nice. Yes, they drained us an extra 1. So, white land, please. I think missing a few turns, like we kind of deserve it a little bit, keeping a 2-lander on the play with just 2 swamps. Fop to arrest. Interesting. They don't know to go for the Mimic. Okay, so we are drawing well. So we're basically going to create servo tokens here. And if we top deck another white source, this is going to be mental. They're going to kill the Mimic now. Maybe they think, oh, the damage has already been done. So, yep, I will see what you've got. Fair enough. The combat trick as well. So they meant to leave our player alive. They threw their servo away. Okay, opponent, that's fine. So that metallic mimic, if it would have survived, that'd be insane. Since yeah, your opponent's gonna be like, thank God I killed the mimic. We're just gonna go wide here. Inspiring Vantage, nice. So what, we just play Glint Sleeves, Artisan, Attack, and Impeccable Timing the bird. And then our opponent hasn't got anything that can... I think we'll hold this back. Since I'll just trade this 2-1 servo with it. It was a little bit bad, but I think Impeccable Timing here is fine. Because this bird's going to be a bit of a pain to attack with anyway, isn't it? I bet our opponent wishes they had the -1/-1 to all your opponent's creatures. It'd be quite devastating on this board state. And then we're also going to make flyers here. So our opponent's going to maybe trade 2 off for the Glint Sleeve Artisan, or just trade off 2 servos, or all the servos, and take 4. No, or we just threw ourselves into a brick wall. Fortunately, they had to use a pump effect on defense, and they're still not out of the woods. Nice. I think this is better than just making a servo. But it's gonna scoop it up there. Understandably, I really wish the metallic mimic would have survived, though. That would have been insane. Okay, we are going first on the play with some Orzhov servos. Improvise, probably the best way of categorizing it. This hand is not insane, but difficult to mulligan. Spells, lands, removal. Yeah, and hopefully the Pillar Bug, if our opponent doesn't kill it, can gain us a little bit of life. Ooh, Long Tusk Cub. Nice. I think it's fine to try and hold off the Long Tusk Cub with the Pillar Bug. If our opponent answers it and then attacks, we could always impeccable timing it. I think I'm happy to trade their... Yeah, I think I'm happy to trade their combat trick here. Oh, nice. Opponent knows how it works. I think we're just making a free here. So our draw's not been particularly exciting, but we could still draw something quite good. So we could have attacked there, and if our opponent wanted to double block, we could have impeccable timinged the bird, so we could have traded with both creatures. Oh! Whenever a permanent you control is put into a graveyard, you get an energy, and then you can pay 6 energy to look at the top 6. So if, at the very least, this is going to fuel that Long Tusk Cub. But I mean, 6 energy is a lot, and you get to look at the top 6, and you get a random one. I mean, that's good, but I don't know. Maybe not as good as it looks. I mean, in constructed, like, yeah, it's mental. Weird how it pumps the bird. I guess if you can give it haste. Opponent's taking quite a smack there. I don't know why I paid to make these vigilance. Oh. Okay, so our opponent is off to the races. Nice. So, well, we have 6 mana, so this would be 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can do everything we want to do without laying the land in our hand. We're going to do, I guess we can equip this to the bird, actually. And then the bird can attack past their Screecher. And we'll give this vigilance, though they're probably just trading. Do we want to trade this with the Death Toucher? I guess we can impeccable timing the Death Toucher, which I think I'm happy to do. So we're just attacking like so. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to allow that to happen. Feels a little bit bad because obviously it doesn't have trample or anything, but they don't have a solid way to answer the Mastodon at the moment. So our opponent is halfway to getting a free card. Okay, opponent's just going to scoop it up there. Fair enough. The Inventor's Goggles with our Eagle was quite rapid. Okay, we're going first with our dodgy 2 land hands with only 1 colour. Again, if this has one of these was a swamp, I'd be keeping. But I think we're going to mulligan this. I've learnt my lesson as time goes on. We're going to keep. What do we put on the bottom? Probably one of our free drops. That being said, like, we kind of need all of these to function, though, because we could sacrifice one of these to trigger Revolt. Yeah, we'll go like this. I don't know which one's better to put on the bottom. Oh, them dodgy opening hands on the play as well. Okay, so our opponent's starting quite fast. We could impeccable timing this if we wanted to. I don't think we're going to. See a cog worker's puzzle knot? Nope. So are we fabricating here? Probably, since we're going to trade with this Infiltrator. I guess we could put a counter on, take 1 hit from the Infiltrator, and then impeccable timing. And that would be the reason to fabricate. To make a servo. Now I think we're going to make servos. Ooh, Kari Zev, nice. Yeah, I'm happy to make this trade. If you'd like to offer it. Against the Boros list, I don't really want to let my life total fall too low. They can attack with Kari Zev if they'd like. I'll trade 2 damage and a token for your Kari Zev. Put a counter on it. Please. Okay. Yeah, they have a lot of reason to not put the counter on it there. Nice. So we get to take a turn off giving vigilance, but we get to play this and then hold up impeccable timing. And then we get to proceed to take over the board if our opponent can't get past us. Opponent's going all out. So probably just impeccable timing the Kari Zev, and then we can block more. So we could block like here, here, here. Take 2, 3, 4 would be taken overall. That is unfortunate. But we're going to kill the Kari Zev in response. This combat trick we've seen pop up a little bit. Fortunately, that is it, though, for our opponent. So we can play either one of these. I guess we're more likely to just want to trade this off, so we'll just play the Aeronaut, and we'll get in there for 4 as well. So yeah, I think our opponent's recognizing that they can't win the late game here, or they're unlikely, unfavored to win. So they're trying to push through damage now, but they're going to need a draw or 2 to push through this damage. Oh, not exactly what we want to see. So have a few ways to block this Infiltrator now. And we can get some servo tokens when we do. I don't know if I want to play this colony. I'm just going to take 4 more. And then next turn we can just make some flying Thopters. Opponent's going to trade off. This works out quite well for us. Unless they have a combat trick or some sort. This works out okay for us. Our opponent probably thought, like, I've got no clear way to answer this. What am I doing? Just taking damage each turn now. Maybe that is what they're doing, but... We're going to try and close this as quickly as we can. 7 is not that... it's alright, but it's not that much of a comfortable life total to be sitting on. I think we passed this in the draft. Maybe it's this draft, maybe another one. So we'll take it slow. So we have 2 blockers back in case our opponent has a removal spell. We'll hold land in hand. Our opponent's got really lucky. They've only drawn 4 lands. They've been able to cast all of their spells. But yep, we're going to take over with this World Maker. This has won me a few games, just this tactic of sit back. And this is going to make that tactic even better. Now every time one of them enters, we get to drain. So I think I'm going to get more aggressive. Yeah, good game, opponent. Well, they're early good gaming us, but let's see if they concede. I probably shouldn't have said good game back. But yeah, this is going to be a combo. Okay, that's not nice. Do we kill this now in response? Maybe. Since they can just start shooting down our board. Yeah, I think we're just going to kill this. Since we're winning this race anyway, we don't need to take any risks, and our opponent could just start shooting down our board. Opponent's getting frisky. This feels very desperate. Two, four, five, six, seven. So we just have lethal on the way back. If we just don't block, we'll just kill one. And we take 2, 3, 4, go to 3, and then 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, on the way back. Oh, they're on 8, I guess. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're not exactly dead. In which case, we probably just want to trade off here. Just take 2. And kill them over the course of 2 turns. So hopefully this is nail in the coffin now. I don't like when opponents good game you and then they don't concede. Like, I feel like if you're going to good game someone, you should probably concede. They got close. Yep, gonna scoop it up. So, game 4 of our Kaladesh Remastered draft. And we're currently 3-0. And this is like the 3rd hand in a row that we've had this awkward two lands of 1 colour. So, I think, and we're on the play. So, I think we're going to have to mulligan that away. And yeah, we'll keep this. Oh, this hand is... I think I'm just going to put the shot on the bottom. This feels weird, but we get to go 2, 3, and then fabricate out, and then all of these are going to work quite well with each other. It might be mental to just put that removal spell on the bottom. But this hand actually does something, and this is a removal spell as well. Unfortunately, we're not going to get the drain of this Underhanded Designs. Do we want to hold off a turn? So we get to do this, fabricate twice, and then we could... Then would be 4, 5 to play this. I don't know. Because this represents 2 damage, doesn't it? If we wait, well, I guess if we wait a turn, it represents 1 damage. Let's just go. There'll be plenty of artifacts to do later on. Maybe this will allow us to double spell as well next turn if we top deck a lower converted mana cost. Yeah, we'll take 1. Opponent's in Grixis. I wonder what's putting them in Grixis. So we could play this and drain, or we could... I think I actually prefer play that and drain, since we can attack our opponent this turn. Because we could improvise this out and tap 1. That just doesn't feel as good though. I guess we can do that next turn when we can't attack in. Kind of want to get as much damage of this Underhanded Designs as possible. I feel good about putting that shot on the bottom now. Our opponent hasn't presented a threat that was worth shooting. That Underhanded Designs can't sort of answer by itself. Nice. Is this whenever this... No, this is sacrifice. So they can draw 1 card and also put a counter on it. Also, the Renegade map translates to a +1/+1 counter now. Yes. So I think just double spell here. Just cast the Fretwork Colony and the Requisitioner. Gotta love improvise. And now I'm happy to throw the Weaponcraft Enthusiast in front of the Salvager, just to prevent some damage and get a 1/1 token out of it. Our opponent still has 5 cards in hand, so we do have to be a little bit careful. And we'd like to trigger Revolt. This is what I said, I think, during the draft format, that Revolt's not as easy to trigger as one might think. We do want to... Do we want to do this, or we just want to take 3? Maybe we take 3 this first hit. Our opponent could have like a board wipe or something. Just get our value now. Wait, do we not? Oh, it's just an artifact. Unfortunate. Again, read your cards. So the Fretwork Colony can't attack just yet. What do we want to do here? Do we want to underhanded tactics? Maybe not. I mean, we could attack with everyone as well and just play the Aeronaut, which actually isn't that bad. I guess we could attack with the 2 tokens. Since we don't attack the other 2, since they could crew the Sky Kif, and kill our Fretwork Colony or Requisitioner. So it's quite a good job of blocking on this board state. I think I'm happy with the construct. This is what I mean, when opponents play the Eager construct, it's normally doesn't feel that bad. Like a 2/2 is not going to change most board states, but I'm happy with the Scry. I know our opponent gets a Scry as well, but like essentially here this is just a free card. Like we don't mind drawing lands, but there's no reason to draw the lands at the moment. So our opponent got obviously 2 scries. They have 2 cards in hand. I think it's just play this, hold up Underhanded Designs. Because I would sacrifice the 1/1 token, but it doesn't feel worthwhile. Because we can't activate Underhanded Designs then. Equally, we could have just made a 1/1 Fopter. I think I am going to start attacking though. Start trying to close this gap. Our opponent's probably in 3 colours for a reason, and they have some massive bomb that we do not want to allow them to get to. So they might destroy our World Maker here. Take away our late game, but it will take the whole turn to do so. No, they're just going for the flyer. Fair enough. Are we going to see a crew and attack? Nope. I think we're just going to attack here and ship it back and make a token. And that's going to probably be the rest of the game now. Equally, I think maybe actually adding 2 power to the board is going to be better and holding up the Underhanded Designs again. I'm happy to trade this off at the moment. Since if we wait 1 more turn, I guess we could trade 2 things if we waited 1 more turn. No, they're just going to take it. So this is whenever a non-token artifact, yeah. Nice, our opponent's getting double scries on the artifact triggers now. Beneath a hub. Oh, and here we go. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker and then discards a card. Okay, we can't do both of them. You return a creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, they have nothing, and then you draw a card. So what, they're casting this so we sack our 1/1 token. And then they get to draw a card. Not the best Dark Imitations I've seen. So we can sack our token, and we won't be able to activate our Underhanded Designs. Or we could sack a Salvager, and I think we are going to sack a Salvager instead. We could, obviously we could do it next turn as well if we draw land with the World Maker. But it doesn't feel like we need to let our guard down here. Since if our opponent goes for something like Formidable Attack, we can still blow up a portion of their board. And we don't need 2 Salvagers, like we're playing it for the effect mainly. We just want to draw some Fabricate things at this point. So it's 8 equals to a drain. Let's attack again. I think we're just going to play out the bug. Our opponent's going to have to start answering this Fretwork Colony eventually. I think maybe they should have taken the block on it last turn. And we can still give this lifelink if needs be. Nice. So the Salvager can only be activated at sorcery speed, so we can't activate this in response. If we look, if our opponent hasn't been blocking, they should probably be attacking with the flyer, maybe. God, they're hovering over the Worldmaker. I hope they don't have an answer to it. Opponent's just passing. So I think we just have to ship it back as well. We're going to play land. I think it's worth being able to hold up Underhanded Designs as well as the Worldmaker for the information that we're giving to our opponent. Does our opponent have any like vehicle or something they can go get? Not gonna lie, pretty good trophy mage there. It's probably going to be our Underhanded Designs target. Just pure value. The opponent's crewing. So we're just going to take the hit. This should drain our opponent out pretty fast. That's going to be quite good as well. So hopefully we're going to be able to get there. Opponent's falling to 4. They're falling to 3 by making an extra token. 2-1 on next combat if they choose to attack. And that should be it. Okay, no, they have other plans. Okay, nice. It's going to give our opponents a little bit of extra value. So I don't really want to sacrifice the Underhanded Designs if we don't have to. And it looks like we might not need to. So we could just trade like Salvager with this. You could do this, trade Salvager and still make a token. So opponent still has some, like, a better board presence than us. But given enough time, we should take over. Opponent's board state's getting pretty out of control, though. So it's going to be close. We are by no means in the clear. So I think we're obviously not attacking with this Fopter since our opponent has the Sky Skiff on defense. So we'll ship it back and we'll stay on the drain plan. Force our opponent to make a move since they kind of have to. This game feels like it's been a little bit slow. This Dark Imitations really wasn't too impressive. Okay, so our opponent's going for the big one now. So how are we blocking? Let's, I assume this is a desperation attack, so we're just gonna block in the best way we can. Let's block like here. Just like throw 1 here just to mitigate damage, but we're taking 2, 4, 6, 7 here, and our opponent's going to gain 3. We're also going to gain 2. I guess we could kill this construct, which I don't mind. Opponent have a combat trick with the sword to kill our pillar bug. So we lose a section of our board here. We gain a little bit of life back. So our opponent definitely has the superior board state. But we're really going to hope to top deck something relevant. And that counts as something relevant. So, do we want to drain or do we want to make a 1/1 flyer? And I think the answer is make a 1/1 flyer, I think. Still think we want to go wide, maybe? Yeah, I think we're going to go with the extra power instead. We could have chose to drain and then hold up underhanded tactics again. I think these contraband kingpins are going to buy us up, our opponent, quite a bit of time. We got them really low, but unfortunately, we've been like a little bit off. Okay. So it's going to tap the land, so we have to activate this now. Okay, so we probably want to throw 1 in the way here, but we probably want to start trying to pick off these creatures, since we're only going to be trading 1 token for this creature. We'll be taking 4 overall, our opponent gains 3. So we'll be going to 9. But we, like I said, we only have to trade 1 token. And I don't want to take 5 unnecessarily. So 4 and 1. So I think we'll pay, and then we'll create a 1/1 token. I guess there's no reason to pay now, is there? I guess it doesn't make a difference. So I think we're gonna sit back. Hopefully our opponent's going to run out of gas. We could just Underhanded Designs this Salvager away, but then we have no form of life gain anymore. I wonder if we actually want to do this now. And what would take 4 overall. But then we have, like I said, no source of life gain. I'm thinking take 4, make a token, or just trade this basically for a flyer. Sort of push the issue down the line a little bit. This lifelink from the contraband has been really big. So we can make this a 2/3 now, which can block successfully. Okay, so we're gonna start to turn the corner hopefully here. This game has been grindy. Our opponent has drawn 6 more cards than us, and we've managed to keep up with them. I'm relatively happy about that. So plan here, same as it's been for the last few turns, make a token, drain our opponent for 1. We really want to top deck something relevant. How's our opponent going to play this? It's going to leave this as a 2/2. Or just move like a few counters over. I could see them just moving 1 counter. Yeah, and then they really diversify their threats now. Gonna creep. Okay, how do we want to play this? So we could bounce off if we wanted to, eat this, token could block here, and we'll take 2 overall. Equally, we could throw everything in the way of this. No, we can't. Like that, and take 2. Opponent gains 2. We could take 4 and eat this. We're taking 4, 5, 6 though. I really don't like falling to that low of a life total. There's definitely decisions we could have made earlier to tip this balance a little bit. Maybe we made a decision too late on something. That's pretty good. I think we're going to do this and we're going to activate the Underhanded Designs this turn. I think it's time to kill something. And we can pay the 1 since we haven't laid land yet. And sit back. I think this is going to be an Underhanded Designs turn. We'll see how our opponent decides to do it first with like crewing. Opponent's gonna crew. So he could take 3, bounce off. Is that right? Is that what we want to do? Because next turn they're going to be doing the exact same play. I think we're going to shoot this now. And I think it's correct to shoot the flyer. Was it this game? This game's been so long. It was this game that we put this sky shot at the bottom. Okay, this feels like we can start to take over now. And we're going to carry a token. I think we're going to put a +1/+1 count. Let's create a servo. It's going to be big enough as it is. And there's no point giving vigilance. We'll get him for 1. We just need a few more fabricate things, a few more just like semi-relevant spells to pull us over the finish line. So we definitely should have attacked for 3 first and then equipped. Nice. So again, let's do this the correct way. Learn from our mistakes. Our opponent can double block, but I think I'm happy to throw that away. They're going to go for the double block. Yeah, we'll kill this. Okay, we're cracking through now. And with 10 artificers, these goggles have been quite good. Let's make another token. We're just going to go super wide here. Go around our opponent. Aetherborn is good. So if we swing with everything, our opponent blocks, 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 and takes 5. Yeah, not quite enough yet. Let's just keep going. Let's move this onto a Fopter and keep attacking. We'll make another one. Yep, the Aetherborn's also now an answer to the Salvager. Yep, okay, I think we've managed to scrape through and take over. Yeah, let's keep going. Just ship it back. Opponent's got to find something relevant quite soon. Right, attack of everyone. Our opponent blocks, 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 blocks. Gains 2, goes to 8, takes 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's lethal. Let's just double check this because I've made mistakes. So 4 blockers. They block the Fopter, the Mastodon, the Gifted Aetherborn, and the Visionary. And they go to 8. So they're going to take 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're actually 1 short. So we just give it 1 more turn. If opponent kills one of our creatures, I think we have to give it another turn. Don't know how well that's going to work out because our Gifted Aether one has Death Touch. So, there. If our opponent kills one of our creatures, we can still kill that. If our opponent kills one of our creatures, we can still kill that. Looks okay. Yep. And that should be enough. Just for good measure. Oh, that was a long game, but we managed to pull it over in the end. The Whirler Maker is just, yeah, I just think really powerful. Like, there's no way we could have ground the level we did there without that. But yeah, let's go on to the next one. Okay, we are 4-0 at the moment in our Kaladesh Remastered draft. Yeah, I keep going to say Zendikar Rising. We're on the draw, and we have triple removal spell and something to play later on. We're currently playing at someone in Mythic, so game face is on. No mistakes this game. Gotta tell people we can be a Mythic too. Yes. They're 207 as well, so they're relatively high in Mythic. Mythic ranking, so let's do our best. Fortunately, we have an answer to the Karizev, so pretty happy with that. Well, you have to take 2, obviously, off the monkey, but we get to kill the Karizev. Nice. So, probably just going to impeccable timing this and save the Sky Whaler shot. Cobra. Cobra is exactly what we want to see with these servo tokens. So I think it's just attack, play Mastodon. And then possibly just Eagle next turn. And swing. Maybe not though, since the Frontline Rebel. Well, attacks each combat, so this is just going to die now. Yeah, that feels really bad. This Frontline Rebel I do not think is very good. But yeah, managed to take down someone in Mythic. So just goes to show, like, pile of commons and uncommons can get there. Okay, we're going first. I think we're currently 5-0. We just played against someone in Mythic and shot through that. It was a really quick game compared to the game before that. And this hand looks really good. Yeah, so yeah, this hand looks good. We're probably going to name Servo on this because we have so many Servos. I'm probably going to go Underhanded Designs into Metallic Mimic. Just so we can get the extra drain. And then probably going to name Servo. Yeah, like I said, we have so many Fabricate things that I'm sure our opponent will kill the Metallic Mimic. Servo. Yep, will drain. And at the very least, the Metallic Mimic can hold the Inventor's Goggles so it can attack. So let's play land. 1, 2, equip that. And let's attack. If our opponent has an answer, they have an answer. Not much we can do. They would have got us with that either way. And now our fretwork colony will hopefully start gaining some power. If we draw a land, we can play the Mastodon. So opponent's struggling for land drops. Maybe. Looks like it. Can't block. Yep, so this looks like a really good opportunity. We can't block, so we may as well attack. And this looks like a really good opportunity to get the Mastodon down. We're not going to get the drain from the Underhanded Designs, but just holding this board a little bit. We're going to take the hit from the Poisoner. I don't feel like trading a 2-drop for a 5-drop. They're hovering over. Yeah, if they can answer this, this does not feel too good now. Yeah, this feels bad now. Oh no. So we have to attack. Let's attack. I guess we're just hoping that this is enough here. Opponent has 5 cards in hand though. Yep, we'll take 1, since the Aeronaut looks like it's going to hold back the rest of the board. Oh, nice. Oh, we get our own Poisoner. And I think we are going to play this out. I think we're going to attach the goggles as well, since we want to hold up impeccable timing. I actually wouldn't mind if our opponent wanted to kill this here, since we're running quite low on life. But yeah, they got the nice little ping with the night market lookout here. I think we might just be dead on this attack. Maybe not then. So we shall block, and take... Well, we're going to kill this Sky Skiff. Our opponent's had a good set of cards. Unfortunately, we only have 1 artifact as well, so we can't sack the Underhanded Designs. So we are dangerously close to death. Opponent's on the champ block. I think we're going to sacrifice this now. Take action. We are dead. Yeah, we're dead. So we can sacrifice here, and then we got double block, block. And then we take 2 from the night market. So, yep. We could have attacked with the Poisoner as well to make a 1-1 servo, but it doesn't really... Oh, wait, no, we could have... If we'd have attacked the Poisoner as well... we would have made a 1/1 servo and drained. So we still would have had 2 blockers, but we'd have been on 3 life. We could have then blocked here to here, here to the servo, and taken 2. Oh, I guess we still would have taken the ping from here. So we'd have been chump, and survived on 1. But that's no way to live your life. 5 and 1, we're on the draw. And as long as we draw a few lands, this hand is okay. But we have like impeccable timing to buy us a bit of time. Oh, our opponent has a turn 1 Inventor's Goggles as well. So impeccable timing is going to draw us, get us some time and buy us some time. And the Pillar Bug was 1 land away, which we did find the land for. Oh, this is going to hit hard. I'm just going to impeccable timing this. We haven't really got a creature that can block this anytime soon since it has first strike. Maybe we should have made our opponent make a decision before we did that. So I'm going to prioritize playing the Artisan first just because the goggles can attach to it. Artificer even. Artisan. It looks like our opponent's missing land drops as well, which means they have a handful of gas. And they found their second colour. So they get to attach the goggles here as well. So in the meantime, they will be flying over and dealing some damage. So we need to attack first and then play this. And we're gonna make servo tokens. And we shall equip so we can block the poisoner on the way back. With such a high density of artificers, I think I'd have been really happy with 2 goggles. But they seem really good. Maybe 2's a bit cute, overkill, but definitely 1 is, yeah. Love 1 in this list. So outside of our opponent having some massive bomb, we might be able to pull over. So we can't really attack in, can we? Just setting up for some removal. We haven't got anything at the moment, but the Pillar Bug will be quite good. So we're sort of coming to a board stall at the moment, and our opponent does have a flyer. I guess we could have a better flyer as well. So maybe it was right to play this and equip goggles for the next turn. So this tells me that our opponent has some form of removal. So I think we're just going to take the 4 and trade here. Surprised our opponent didn't get in for 2. Maybe they want to use it on block instead. On blocks. Oh, nice. And it can't be blocked by artifact creatures. Nice. Okay, so can't block it with that. What do we want to do here? Just play Aeronaut and equip goggles? I guess we want to equip goggles here since we'd rather not lose the aeronaut. We might have to here anyway. This is going to be this is quite a pest against our sort of list where we want to make a load of servo tokens. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. We should have been putting counters on these instead. So I think we're in a position now where we have to hope that our opponent doesn't have anything. I'm sort of blocking like this. So our opponent can kill one of our things, and then I suppose a servo survives. But if our opponent has pretty much anything at this point, we're not in good shape. Looks like they have something, because they'd just be going to damage here. Yeah, a pump spell or a removal spell. It's gonna sort of seal our fate here. Yeah, it's not gonna be good. Yeah, we only have artifact creatures left, unfortunately. Well, I guess this isn't the end of the world. I think we have to put the counter on it. If we put a counter on it, it's going to be a 3-4 power. It's still not going to be enough, is it? I think we still put the counter on it. This thing not being able to be blocked by artifact creatures is massive. It's like I'd feel comfortable, or relatively comfortable at the moment, if this could be blocked by artifact creatures, but we can just equip goggles here, yeah. I think we're gonna have to take our 6 and hope to draw something. We have answers to this. We have like Sky Shot. Even Impeccable Timing to some element would be an answer. We could add 2 for 1 ourselves, but that is an answer as well. So I think we try and blow our opponent out here. Sit back. This is a... Oh, this is a sorcery. Whew, almost. Let's just answer this now. I think we are going to have to sit back anyway. We can get the Pillar Bug down and equip the goggles to it and then start gaining like 3 life a turn. I feel a little bit safer then. Key to the City is going to add some pressure. Gonna equip goggles. If they equip goggles, it would have been a 2-turn clock. So with Key to the City, we may as well attack now. Hopefully they do go for the equipped goggles now, so we can Skywhaler shot it. Yeah, they could have crewed and then equipped, but they might have other plans. Okay. So this is not looking good for us. Opponent gets to draw an extra card here. They equip the servo, don't they? Make the servo unblockable. Because we attacked with a pioneer, yeah. So yeah, holding back with the pioneer would have bought us 1 extra turn. But I think we're sort of out of it anyway. Yeah. Good game, opponent. Oh! Sort of slipping. Gotta pick up a few more wins. Okay, so our opponent is going first, and we're currently 5-2, so I don't feel like keeping a 1-lander and dying to Mana Screw. So, yep, this looks much better. We shall keep this, and probably put Pillar Bug on the bottom. A nice removal spell to clean something up, and some servos. Would have really liked that first hand with the Metallic Mimic if it just had like 1 extra land in it, that'd have been fine, but that's a really good draw. Last time we played this on turn 2, it worked out really well for us. Oh, opponent's missing land drops. I feel a little bit bad. That's a shame. We take them wins, obviously, but like we do like to actually play Magic. Okay, we are currently 6-2, which means this is the last game of the draft, regardless of whether we win or lose. We've had so many hands where we've had 2 lands of the same colour, but we've got an even split. Because if one of these was black, I'd really be considering to keep this hand, but I think... Do we keep it anyway? We don't have anything early happening, do we? We mulligan that way. Look, again! I don't think we can mulligan again. We're going to keep... Put one of our 3 drops on the bottom. We need to hope to draw. That's acceptable, but we really need to hope to draw Black Source. Right on time. So I think I like curving out this way. Play this, and then we can make a servo when we attack. Drain our opponent for 1, and then the next turn we can make a servo, drain, make a servo, drain. And then hopefully we find our owl at some point and we can pump them all up. And if our opponent's plan, they might be trying to fly over, but if our opponent's plan is to use Menace, then we're going to be okay there. Oh, our opponent's going wide. They don't need to this turn. They can decline that. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit fearful of our position. But we're going to hope. I think we're going to... Are we making this a 3-3? In the hopes of blocking the Ether Chaser. Guess our opponent can just give it flying anyway. Can't attack. So our opponent's probably going to use this Hawk, the energy, to give some things flying. That's 4 combat steps they can give stuff flying. Ooh, Aether Fit. Ooh. I'm not liking an Aether Sphere Harvester. This was outstanding in Standard. I don't know if there's many cards I would take above this. So interesting what our opponent does here. They are going to offer that trade. So we could trade with the Aether Chaser here. We could either kill our Glint Sleeve Artisan or it could kill 2 servos. So we could go like that. Oh, they gave this Menace. So probably not. Probably like two tokens there. And then like that, they can either choose to kill the Glintzy's Artisan and we can kill it with the Poisoner, or they can choose to kill the Poisoner. I don't think we can just afford to take all of this damage. I think it's looking unlikely that we can pull this through. It might have been an argument to keeping the servos alive for the Underhanded Designs, so we can kill the Aethersphere Harvester. Don't think we're going to be able to race here. They're probably going to hold back in case our opponent can answer the Glint Sleeve Artisan, but they probably crew Aethersphere Harvester, attack for 3, 6, 7. Or opponent has a nice deck. Yeah, crew here. Yep. So our position isn't looking too good. I'm just going to give lifelink just for good measure. I think this is just game. Since we can only attack with one thing. These will just get eaten by the chaser. Opponent's good gaming us. I think that's probably about right. Yeah. Fair enough. Our opponent had like excellent pile of cards. They need to crew. Did they go to combat without crewing? I mean, it's not like they need to. Taking 4, 5, 4 even. But there's no way to stop this. Yep, good game, opponent. Shame that's how it had to come to an end. I don't mind necessarily losing to a deck like what our opponent had there. Final boss time. We final game of the draft. Lost it to, what's that? Aethersphere Harvester, 2 of the Aether Chasers, the Hawk. Opponent had a really good start. We also had an okay start. We had a good curve out. Just didn't line up particularly well against what our opponent was doing. But yeah, that was the draft. That's how we got on. So, well, not the most powerful list we've had. We had so many games we had to mulligan to dodgy lands. We did cut a land, so we are on 16. So, I'm not moaning about the fact it's 2 lands. I'm moaning about the fact it's we always got 2 of the same lands, which was hit us a little bit hard. But we ended up going 6 and 3, so we didn't get quite to 7 wins, but definitely good enough to publicize this deck. The Inventor's Goggles was really good throughout that throughout the games. We had how many? 9 Artificers in the end, so it worked out really well. We lent very hard on the the Fabricate mechanic, making servo tokens, and when you combine that with Underhanded Tactics, being able to drain your opponent, it worked out really well. Metallic Mimic, we only got to saw 1 game. It got 1 token on something and it was killed instantly. So just goes to show the power of Metallic Mimic. Your opponent is going to answer that. Bastardon was sort of just really good all round again. Nothing phenomenal, but if you are missing curve toppers, it definitely works really well. And if you can pump it even slightly with the what's it called, the Chief of the Foundry, then yeah, it gets even better. Visionary, like, it was okay. Like, it's exactly what it reads on the tin. It's nothing special, but it's gonna really tie the deck together with synergies. We didn't really activate the Salvager at all, but it worked quite well on the list. It was just sort of a 2/2. I mean, it was okay. Like, it wasn't anything to scream and shout about. Yeah, Whirler Maker as well was just we played this in another draft on the channel. Go check that out if you want to. We played Selesnya good stuff, and we had one of these in there as well. And just yeah, it just takes over so many games in the late game. You just phenomenal. I was really impressed with Eagle. We didn't draw it as many times as I wanted, but with all of the servos we were making, Eagle would have been, I would have second or third one of these I would have been picking up. It feels like if you've got a load of Fabricate cards, like, I don't know, like 6 Fabricate makers, then Eagle's going to be real good. Sly Requisitioner, we got a few tokens off of it, but this was nowhere near as impressive as I expected it to be when I picked it up in the draft. It's my first time playing with it. The fact it's non-token artifacts, like, unless you're leaning very heavily on the artifact theme, then it's not going to do too much. That being said, I will play this card. It is a 5 mana 2/2 though, so bear that in mind. The Improvise makes it more playable, but it was nothing. I would probably take a removal spell or something higher than this. I'd be rating this like a middle class, maybe a little bit above an average drop. Sort of only going to pick this up if you're already in what you want to do, sort of pulling it all together. Other noticeable cards that we played with. We had a Gifted Aetherborn, that was really good, and the Fretwork Colony. When we played this on turn 2, this was outstanding. This came down on turn 2 and mops up. Not so great later on, but we had our salvagers to sort of mitigate that. And we had some sort of removal to sort of tie it all together, and that was sort of the list. I really enjoyed playing it. It was really nice to highlight some Orzhov. Like I said at the beginning of the draft, it's going back to my core Magic days, like how I used to play Magic. Was Orzhov was my favorite color combination. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the list. If you did, maybe consider dropping the video a like and subscribe if you can be asked. If not, don't worry. It's really nice of you guys just to hang out anyway. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed playing. If you're interested in any more drafts, you can check them out on the channel. We've got some ton of Zendikar Rising. And I think we've got a few others of these. So yeah, go check that out if that's something you're interested in. We also have a ton of deck techs on here. But until next time, guys, stay safe.